Hello and welcome into the Sporting Pod. Along with Tony Allegretti and Emerson Burris, I'm Cole Pepper. Coming up today on the pod, a dominating performance by the women has Sporting JAX back atop the table. The men continue to prepare for the inaugural season. And what Tony said at his Tony Talk. Mr. Allegretti got some questions at a recent speaking engagement.
Wait,
hold on.
no, sorry. Yeah,
jumping the gun.
He got so excited that I named him in the intro. We are fed by the Bearded Pig, locally owned and operated, with the original location in San Marco. Make sure you swing by the Bearded Pig for great barbecue and great times. There we are. All right, let's start with last night. We are recording Thursday morning in the Gemstone Media Studios after a just absolute clinic put on by Sporting JAX last night. 3-0 over Spokane Zephyr in the first ever meeting between the two clubs. Goals by Bailey DeSmit, Paige Kenton, and Georgia Brown, who scored her first pro goal. Tony, let's get your takeaway.
Well, first, I'm surprised that that's Georgia's first goal.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
It was a nice one, too.
Yeah,
A lot of effort in that. Yeah. That
all
was
three
great.
goals came from kind of the same kind of situation.
Crossy cross.
Cross from near the byline on the right side.
Yeah. It was excellent. And it was all in the first half, too.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just cruise in the end.
I think the case can be made that as impressive as the first half was, the way they played in the second half might have even been more impressive without the goals, but better possession, just almost toying with Spokane in the second half.
I thought it was definitely weird having a midweek game, but I didn't hate it.
I would have liked a 5 o'clock start personally.
Yeah,
but,
I was tired by the end of it, but
these are first world problems.
Exactly. I'm in bed by halftime typically. So yeah.
it was a really good game. It was so much fun. It was nice talking to Georgia post game, and she and I have been talking all season about getting one in the back of the net, and so she had a great celebration after. I don't really know where that came from, the whole swimming thing, but it was awesome. And then Caitlin Parks got her 6th clean sheet of the season. She now leads the league in that, and yeah, it was a fun night.
I was going to say, here's what the Sporting JAX representation on the Gainbridge Super League stats leaderboard is. And I'll bring up some of these here because I don't have them all right offhand. But league's leading goal scorer, Ashlyn Puerta with 11. Paige Kenton now tied for 4th with 7 goals. You have the leading assist creator, Kenton, with 6. Meg Hughes with 5 is second. By the way, Puerta, Bowman, and Jesse Hunt, who all played last night, and both Puerta and Bowman got assists. Puerta and Bowman are now tied for 8th in assists in the league as well, so a top 10 there. Caitlin Parks leads in clean sheets with 6. Broke the tie with Hope Heisey, the Spokane keeper, who did not keep the clean sheet last night.
No.
You have Bowman, Meg Hughes, and Grace Philpotts in the top 10 in crosses. Georgia Brown, Julia Lester, Sophia Bowman, Grace Philpotts, 4 of the top 10 in passes in the league.
Golly.
Sporting JAX 2nd in goals scored, 1 behind Lexington. 1st in clean sheets as a team. And when you talk about discipline, 7th in yellow cards. They have less than half the yellow cards of the most booked team, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, atop the table. So Tony, this is a great time to be a Sporting JAX fan.
You just pinched me. I didn't know about half of those, and that's just pretty outstanding. I mean, it's motion to change the name to Sporting JAX Gamebridge Super League because we're dominating right now. Love it.
And now what comes next? A weekend off, which will be nice for resting, and then they'll go to Lexington, the place where they had their worst performance of the year, surrendered 4 goals on Halloween. It was a nightmare game for Sporting JAX up in Lexington, and now they'll have a chance to get a little retribution against the team that they've been hopping over and back atop the table.
Yeah, it's revenge. Got to do
That's
it.
what everyone kept saying last night. Stacey said it. Caitlin Parks said it. Georgia's ready. She's like, I have full confidence in our team to get it done.
Yeah,
so.
This is a confident group.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
And to be fair, the first 2 matches of the second half of the season, not the best performances we've seen out of Sporting JAX. The weather in the first game certainly a factor, and then they just couldn't unlock DC's defensive shape. But But last night
stole that one. Yeah, got lucky. I think
in Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina.
Yeah, and then DC
just flat.
Yeah, just didn't have the performance, and now here you go. So a lot of positives with regard to the Sporting JAX women's team. We want to remind you, by the way, if you want to bring your family out to a Sporting JAX game, you can choose the family pack. You get tickets to a game, up to 8 if you have a big family. A hot dog, burger, chips, and a drink. Hot dog or a burger, chips, and a drink. You can choose any game on the schedule. Just go to sportingjax.com or call 904-863-KICK to get your family pack today. All right, the men continue training. I'm going to be heading over to JU where they're holding their training sessions later this morning, I guess it will be, to talk to a couple of the guys. But looking ahead to February 21st and March 7th, those are the preseason home match and the inaugural USL Championship game for Sporting JAX on the men's side. I want to get your feeling for both of you here on what how different, or if at all different, do you think it's going to feel with the men getting started in the ultra-competitive USL Championship?
Man, it's kind of hard to prognosticate, but having watched
a very big
men,
word.
Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week. That's where my mom listens. So,
that thesaurus from 1981 paid off.
So, I've watched the men's team all of 20 minutes, and I would say the main thing that I took away was how incredibly fast they are. Mm-hmm. Not that our women's team isn't fast. But we really knock the ball around. We're a control team, all that, and maybe the men's will be too. But what I saw of them about a week and a half ago was just raw speed. Like, it was physical and fast.
Yeah.
So
if you close your eyes during training, you can be.
Which I did a lot as a kid. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Well, I mean, now, if you were to stand on the sidelines and close your eyes, and somebody would just say, this is polo practice. The horses are running out there. Like, it has that. Yeah. It has sort of that feel.
Yeah.
It's speed and power all together at the same time. And I will say, for those who are longtime pro soccer fans in Jacksonville, I didn't see the team men play. That was before I was here. But what we saw in the NASL, the level of play in this league is a step up. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Emerson, what about you?
It's fast. It's loud. It's so aggressive. Like, when we went down to IMG, we were pretty close to the game. You could hear everything that they were saying. And I think I can hear a lot of what the girls are saying, but it's just completely different.
Because you couldn't hear Meg Hughes.
Meg is always just so loud, which is great.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping with the success that the women have had, it brings more attention to the men as well, and we get lots of butts in seats for the preseason game and then the regular season home opener.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's a great way to do that. That is the kickoff bundle, where you can get a ticket to both the preseason game and the regular season opener, starting at just $32 per bundle.
Wow.
So $16 per game. That's
what a deal.
Phenomenal to see the first two home matches for Sporting JAX in the USL Championship, one a preseason and one the season opener. Call 904-863-KICK or go to sportingjax.com to get your kickoff bundle today.
It's crazy that we have had so much. It's been such a blessing to watch our women's team, and it's kind of crazy to me now that we won't see them again until the end of March.
I was just looking at the schedule.
March 28th.
For a while.
And so we're a men's club for February now, and all the way through March. It's kind of amazing.
And then there's going to be a point in April, a couple of times, where we have both teams playing on the same day in double headers. We'll tell you more about that as we get closer. I can't wait for that. I think that's going to be great.
Super excited about the
Emerson,
double headers.
Listen, having the conversation with several people throughout the last several months, two of my favorite parts of the job, not just this podcast, but also, obviously, calling the games, number one for me. I love to call the games.
Press box pizza.
Well, not too shabby either.
It's actually gross. I'm just kidding. No, keep going.
But to be able to sit down in a room, I tape an interview with Stacey Balaam every week. I'll do the same with Liam Fox as we get closer. To be able to sit there and have a conversation on mic, on the record, and then a little bit off the record to learn. I really enjoy talking about the game with the coaches who are coaching it. And when I get a chance to with Alan Kirkup, Matt Cosgriff, the goalkeepers coach on the women's side, the men's staff I'll be able to do that with as well. Steve Fell, our head of performance. I just love to talk to these people who have dedicated their lives to the game.
Yeah.
While I am obviously a big soccer fan, I have not dedicated my life to the game. My professional life has been over a lot of sports.
A lot of sports, yeah.
Football, baseball, basketball, golf, what have you. So to be able to learn, and at my very vibrant middle age that I am,
right?
To be able, don't laugh. To be able to pick the brains of experts is just fantastic. It's a great thing, and for me, Emerson will learn this as she gets a little bit older. But Tony, you and I are both in the same generation. When you have a new thing, boy, the neurons just start firing differently.
Yeah, no, I totally get that and love that. And all of those people that you named, it's like we're all family now. Mm-hmm. We've had some, challenges like anything. We're a startup business. I was making an email again. We're up to like 85 front office emails. That's insane.
Oh, email addresses?
Yeah, and I make the emails because when we started, when I was employee 2, I was doing the G Suite. You know what I mean? And now, like, I'm still, JJ and I do them when we get called on. But, like, there's 85 of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not including, the rostered players, right?
This is front office staff,
front
coaches.
office staff and a couple coaches.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I digress there, but it's phenomenal. All of those people are either super cool or relatively cool, but that they can they do provide inspiration, and I think that's another thing about the championship with these guys. They play so hard because this is it. This is their job.
Mm-hmm.
They're balling like it's their job because it is.
Let me talk about, you mentioned family. There was a great moment in the game last night. Over on the field seats that are on the far side of the field from where the stands are, in front of the VIP suites, there were, 13 or 14, 15 individuals, most of them wearing West Ham shirts. That was Stacey Balam's.
That had to be the Balaams.
It was Stacey Balam's cousins and their kids. And they had fat heads of Stacey's head, and we took a shot of them about the 60-minute mark on the broadcast. We took a shot of them, and it was up on the big screen. And Stacey looked up on the big screen, started laughing. This was not planned, and then we cut to a shot of her, and she's like laughing at. And
oh, that's awesome!
And then I saw them afterwards, as you had a chance to talk to all of them and celebrate. I mean, what a great! You talk about. And you see this in the Olympics a lot, right? Where we've been watching the Olympics this week, and you have a skier or a skater or what have you, and especially with the downhill skiing, when you get to the bottom of the hill and there are maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people in the bleachers and the stands right around there, and you can see the corner where that skier's family is sitting,
right? And
to have that moment. Now, listen, last night's game was not the Olympic finals, but it was a heck of a performance.
Well, nobody went home upset.
And for these family members of Stacey Balam who have come over from England, I think they're going to Disney.
I think they were at Disney and then stopped here.
And stopped on the way back.
Oh my God! Can you imagine how exhausted? If you were at Disney and then went to that match, oh my God!
They didn't show it.
I took a picture of them with their fat heads, and one of the younger girls goes, "We're gonna be famous." That was awesome.
So true. Yeah, I was actually looking for them after the match to tell them that they were good luck, because I was a little worried having a bunch of West Ham jerseys in the stadium.
Yeah, they did get a point against Man U.
True.
So there's that.
It is.
You get that all right.
I have a fun nugget.
Yeah, nugget away.
I was talking with Molly Springer and Tim on the sideline, and they asked me to go take a video of this little boy at halftime, and I said, sure, happy to do so. What's the story? So this little boy is a huge soccer fan. He's 12 years old, and he's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And they're driving down for vacation in St. Augustine this coming weekend, and he saw one of our billboards, and he's a huge soccer fan, and he said, Dad, let's go to the game. We have nothing better to do tonight. And so they bought tickets, and they came to the game.
Oh, wonderful.
I know. So I did a little interview with him, and he was so excited, and it was awesome.
I wonder if he knew any of the, Grace Philpott.
I know.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was cool.
All right, that's awesome. All right, we want to remind you that there is more on Sporting JAX. with the Sporting JAX report, noon Saturday on ABC 25 this week. It'll be on ABC during the Olympics, and then once afterwards we'll get back to our NBC side. Join us every Tuesday night at 6 for the Coaches Show on 1010XL. You can listen live and on demand at 1010XL.com. I'll be on there along with Emerson, and we hear from the likes of Stacey Balaam and Liam Fox, the men's head coach, head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting JAX players every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010XL. Now we get to the meat of the situation here. Earlier this week, one Tony Allegretti went to the Riverside Rotary to have a speaking engagement. We are supporting Riverside Rotary with their Riverside Craft Beer Fest. Tickets available by going to riversidecraftbeerfestival.com. And Tony, you were able to speak to this group. I've spoken to the group as well in the past. A really good group of folks. But I wanted to sort of tap into your experience there and what kind of questions you got from the general population. We talk a lot on this podcast and on a lot of our broadcasts. We kind of get into the weeds sometimes, and I think it's important to get some perspective and pull back out and think about and say, all right, what are the questions that people have? Because we're still in the education process here of what's happening with the USL, with USL Championship, with the Gamebridge Super League, with Sporting JAX on all fronts. So I wanted to hear the questions you got, and then we can hear your answer, and then we could all discuss.
Okay. Well, the one most memorable one, because I don't get it a lot, was are players paid? And I'm like, yes, Bob. This is a professional team all the way around.
Yes.
There's nothing semi about this pro team. We're all paid the men and the women, et cetera. And so I thought that one was really interesting.
That's one that. So when you talk about who has heard the message, and if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are. You're in the weeds with us on this, but. If you have conversations, speaking now to our fair listeners, if you have conversations with folks in the community, you might be getting some of these questions as well. So let's answer. So yes, obviously, this is professional.
We need to make a pamphlet talking to your kids about Sporting JAX.
Or talking to not your kids.
Right, yeah.
Not somebody else's kids. Stay away from that. That can get creepy.
All right, that's weird.
But if when you talk about what this is, and I think the new ad campaign is kind of speaks to this.
Yeah.
This is pro soccer.
Right.
And it's pro JAX.
That's right.
So, all right, what other questions did you get?
Yeah, so inevitably get a question about real estate.
Yeah.
And, when the timing on that, which
Stand by.
Yeah, it's never been sooner.
How many times have you said that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So there was that. There's there was a couple questions about how long this has taken, and that took a minute for me to just kind of reflect.
Yeah.
So I think Steve and I really
Here's the Genesis story.
We were carved out of marble, and anyway, so this was late 22. I think is when we decided it was going to be full time, and we were just going to work on it full time. And so, we made the announcement with the USL and with Ricky and all that around that time. And so, it's hard to believe that we're already 4 years in, and we've got the women's team playing and the men's team rolling. So it's probably taken longer than we anticipated in 22, but couldn't be more pleased with our partnership at UNF. That's just turned out to be an amazing pitch and an amazing facility. I have not heard one time, and you can email me if this is untrue, but of anyone leaving that stadium having a bad time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like we've got it. If you came to watch soccer, you're going to be loving it.
All right. What other and let me just back that up by saying that it's, and this is full disclosure, we anticipated in the early stages that we would probably have been playing the men's first season last year. But again, just the progress on things didn't move at the pace we wanted, and the best laid plans. But I think being able to start with the women has been a great way to kind of introduce Sporting JAX into the community. And I think the men getting started here is going to be
those
a big bang.
were two big crossroads, starting with the women and playing at UNF, right? So those ones are really, I think, have found to be good decisions right now. So,
what other questions have you been getting?
Price point was interesting. Was able to talk about how we're very inexpensive and accessible.
Yeah. On the men's side, there are 4,400 season tickets at less than $20 per match.
Okay,
that's almost half the stadium.
Less than $20. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, awesome. And that's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of competition. Another one. I had some questions about the foundation. Like a couple people were remarking how amazing it was that we already have a mini pitch and all that, and so they wanted to know how we were able to, work with partners that quickly. Because we're not even the foundation's not even a year old yet, and so I really had to just shout out Gamebridge, the USL. The mini pitch is really Gamebridge paid for it, and we did the RFP or the grant award through the USL. And we just couldn't be more pleased for our partnerships. I mean, our partnerships with like Boys and Girls Club alone, that thing is blossoming right now. We want kids that don't have access to soccer and want to play. We want to give them that access. So a couple questions around that, and I think the main questioners, and this was yesterday morning, that breakfast. They all went to the match, right? So they had these good questions, and then they showed up.
That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, we want to urge you to stop by the Riverside Craft Beer Festival. It is a week from Sunday, and so you can watch Sporting JAX play on the 21st in the preseason, and then the next day, go celebrate the result. And so we look forward to that. All right. Time now for our Premier League contest.
And it's FA Cup, right? So, sorry.
No games.
Yeah.
So we do need to review the results from last week. And
I'm happy to review the results.
Are you happy to review the results? Well, I will tell you that because of the midweek game, my schedule got so busy that I have not mapped out the results here. So we're going to be doing this live.
Oh my gosh!
And late breaking.
We got to make this a YouTube, because this is there's some not a lot, but there are some awesome things, like watching you tap out the results. This would be good television.
I don't think it would be. No. Look at Cole scramble on his laptop.
Yeah.
That's not. No, nobody's going to be interested in that.
While we wait. No, it's good.
While you wait. Right. Okay, let's see. By the way, there will be matches today and Wednesday involving Arsenal because of their Champions League schedule and so forth. So there will be some games, but we won't be making those picks. But we do want to look at the results from last week. Emerson picked Chelsea over Wolves.
Got the dub. 3-1.
I'm on the wrong page now. Here's the other thing that Tony loves. He loves it if I'm scrambling around, looking for the proper page. And
I think you're wrong. I think people would like to watch that.
You think so?
I do.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's it's got tension. It's got there's a payoff in the end when you unscramble.
All right. Yeah. By the way, I want to also say this is also a great opportunity to shout out Emerson and what a great teammate she is. As I was scrambling around trying to continue to say words and talk with Tony, she has filled in our spreadsheet.
You're welcome.
Tony had leads.
Oh my gosh. Talk about family.
Exactly. Leads over Forest, you're a winner.
Oh.
I had Man U over Spurs.
Winner.
So, for the second consecutive week, we are all winners.
Good team.
So, Tony and I remain atop the standings with 43 points. Emerson with 33. She has now surpassed Mauricio, the dearly departed.
I don't even care that I'm in last because we all got wins.
You're not in last anymore.
No, you're not.
That's the point.
Well,
you're in third.
No, guys, I'm still in last.
No, you're.
But I don't even care. It's fine. We all got wins.
You're making a run.
Yeah.
We're all running.
All right. So we will not be making picks this week because of the international break, but we'll come back to it next week. That's where we are with our Premier League contest. Now it's time in the podcast where Tony Allegretti breaks for me.
Happy Valentine's Day,
just gonna ask what you guys were
Saturday.
doing.
I am doing a free soccer clinic at Kip. Yay, to celebrate
Where love
Valentine's,
rules.
Where love rules. Always free. SportingJAX.com/foundation. This is another 6 weekends of free football at KIPP Bold City.
Very good.
Yes.
What are you doing for Valentine's Day,
I'm
Emerson?
headed out of town.
She's leaving Jacksonville.
I don't have a Valentine, so I'm going to go spend my Valentine's Day with my best friend from college.
Oh,
Perfect.
that's nice.
Yeah. Cole, what are you doing?
Well, so a little bit of insight here. One of us in our household likes to plan. The other, not as high a priority.
Okay.
So when one confirmed this morning that yes, she would like to go out to dinner for Valentine's Day, I am now scrambling to find a Valentine's Day location. We may wind up doing it on Sunday and doing a Sunday Valentine's Day.
Nice.
I did buy her flowers already this week.
good.
so
I don't
that's-
know if
that's
they're
a start.
doing reservations, but you could always do Uptown
Yeah,
on Saturdays.
Uptown
Pretty
Market.
Good.
Yeah, there we go.
What's
Pretty
that?
yummy.
What's Uptown Market?
It's a delicious
Here
restaurant.
comes the unpaid
Yes,
sponsor.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Go
I'll
ahead,
buy
Tony.
you guys lunch, and then it'll be a true sponsorship.
Tell Emerson about Uptown.
Emerson, the Uptown Kitchen in Springfield, it's at 3rd and Main, is a farm to fork. Really, a lot of New Orleans flavors. We do a massive brunch. It's one of I've got the big partner in it is my friend Sean, but we're involved in it, and it's a good little restaurant.
I'm looking
Great
at the
breakfast and
menu.
brunch.
Great
It looks
breakfast
really
and brunch.
good.
So they'll put the match on for you. They're open for breakfast, so you can watch Premier League in the mornings. And,
Nice.
yeah, so
Yeah. And Springfield's always a cool visit.
full bar. Yeah, Springfield.
Tony's Land.
I don't know if I've ever
Springfield
been
is
there.
amazing. You've not okay.
I
So
don't
we'll go
know.
to
I
lunch.
don't
We'll go
think
to
so.
lunch and make this a sponsored
Okay, great.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Something.
All right.
All right.
Well, that will do it for us here on the Sporting Pod. My thanks to Tony Allegretti and Emerson Burris and our friends here at the Gemstone Media Studios. Please share this podcast with your soccer fan friends. We want to continue to grow the community as the USL Championship season approaches. For Tony, for Emerson, I'm Cole. Thanks so much for listening to The Sporting Pod.